Greetings PlayStation fans, I'm your host, Captain Astro Bot, and I'm taking you the memories of the console which was started in 1994. The brand console is PlayStation. PlayStation is the video gaming brand, created and developed by Sony Computer Entertainment, later known as Sony Interactive Entertainment, for Insomniac Games, Naughty Dog, and the rest of the Sony video gaming companies that started in over the years. The brand focuses on releasing the Sony video games such as Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Ratchet Clank, Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, God of War, Uncharted, The Last of Us, Marvel's Spider-Man, and the rest of the video games that being published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. Today, as we bring you back is the 3 December 1994. Origins. PlayStation was the brainchild of Ken Kutaragi, a Sony executive who managed one of the company's hardware engineering divisions and was later dubbed the father of the PlayStation. Until 1991, Sony had little direct involvement with the video game industry. The company supplied components for other consoles, such as the sound chip for the Super Famicom from Nintendo, the owner of the Captain mascot Mario, and operated a video game studio, Sony Management. As part of a joint project between Nintendo and Sony that began as early in 1988, the two companies worked to create a CD-ROM version of the Super Famicom, though Nintendo denied the existence of the Sony deal as late as March 1991. At the Consumer Electronics Show in June 1991, Sony revealed the Super Famicom with a built-in CD-ROM drive that incorporated Green Book technology or CDI, called PlayStation, also known as SNES-CD. However, a day after the announcement at CES, Nintendo announced that it would be breaking its partnership with Sony, opting to go with Philips instead but using the same technology. The deal was broken by Nintendo after they were unable to come to an agreement on how revenue would be split between the two companies. The breaking of the partnership infuriated Sony president Norio Oga, who responded by appointing Kutaragi with the responsibility of developing the PlayStation project to rival Nintendo. At that time, negotiations were still ongoing between Nintendo and Sony, with Nintendo offering Sony a non-gaming role regarding their new partnership with Philips. This proposal was swiftly rejected by Kutaragi, who was facing increasing criticism over his work with regard to entering the video game industry from within Sony. Negotiations officially ended in May 1992, and in order to decide the fate of the PlayStation project, a meeting was held in June 1992, consisting of Sony President Oga, PlayStation head Kutaragi, and several senior members of Sony's board. At the meeting, Kutaragi unveiled a proprietary CD-ROM-based system he had been working on, which involved playing video games with 3D graphics to the board. Eventually, Sony President Oga decided to retain the project after being reminded by Kutaragi of the humiliation he suffered from Nintendo. Nevertheless, due to strong opposition from a majority present at the meeting as well as widespread internal opposition to the project by the older generation of Sony executives, Kutaragi and his team had to be shifted from Sony's headquarters to Sony Music, a completely separate financial entity owned by Sony, so as to retain the project and maintain relationships with Philips for the MMCD development project, which helped lead to the creation of the DVD. According to SCE's producer Ryoji Akagawa and chairman Shigeo Maruyama, there was uncertainty over whether the console should primarily focus on 2D sprite graphics or 3D polygon graphics. Eventually, after witnessing the success of Sonic the Hedgehog's owner Sega's Virtua Fighter in Japanese arcades, that Sony realized the direction of the PlayStation became instantly clear, and 3D polygon graphics became the console's primary focus. The PlayStation logo was designed by Manabu Sakamoto. He wanted the logo to capture the 3D support of the console, but instead of just adding apparent depth to the letters P and S, he created an optical illusion that suggested the letters in depth of space. Sakamoto also stuck with 4 bright principal colors, red, yellow, green, and blue, only having to tune the green color for better harmony across the logo. Sakamoto also designed the black and white logo, based on the same design, reserved for times where colors could not be used. Formation of Sony Computer Entertainment. At Sony Music Entertainment, Futarashi worked closely with Shigeo Maruyama, the CEO of Sony Music, and with Akira Sato to form Sony Computer Entertainment Incorporated on November 16, 1993. A building block of SCEI was its initial partnership with Sony Music, which helped SCEI attract creative talent to the company as well as assist SCEI in manufacturing, marketing and producing discs, something that Sony Music had been doing with music discs. The final 2 key members of SCEI were Terry Takiyanaka, the president of SCEI, from Sony's headquarters, and Olaf Olofsson. Olofsson was CEO and president of New York-based Sony Interactive Entertainment, which was the parent company for the 1994 founded Sony Computer Entertainment of America. The PlayStation Project, SCEI''s first official project, was finally given the green light by Sony executives in 1993 after a few years of development. Also in 1993, Phil Harrison, who later became president of SCE Worldwide Studios, was recruited into SCEI to attract developers and publishers to produce games for their new PlayStation platform. Computer Gaming World in March 1994 reported a rumor that the Sony PSX would be released in Japan before the end of this year and will retail for less than $400. After a demonstration of Sony's distribution plan as well as tech demos of its new console to game publishers and developers in a hotel in Tokyo in 1994, numerous developers began to approach PlayStation. 2 of whom later became major partners were Electronic Arts in the West and Namco in Japan. One of the factors which attracted developers to the platform was the use of a 3D-capable CD-ROM-based console, which was much cheaper and easier to manufacture for in comparison to Nintendo's rival console, which used cartridge systems. The project eventually hit Japanese stores in December 1994 and gained massive sales due to its lower price point than its competitor, the Sega Saturn. The popularity of the console spread after its release worldwide in North America and Europe.
The first brand, PlayStation 1, is introduced in Japan on December 3, 1994, in North America on September 9, 1995, in Europe on September 29, 1995, and in Australia on November 15, 1995. We fade into a white background, then an orange/yellow gradient diamond appears. After that, 2 triangles appear on the diamond in an S shape. After it's completed, Sony Computer Entertainment appears, with Sony above the diamond and in its corporate font, actually a variation of the Clarendon typeface font. As it disappears to black, we fade into the PlayStation logo, consisting of a giant red P turned clockwise over a teal blue yellow striped S, which is striped horizontally. The S is shown lying down over the word PlayStation in a computerized futuristic font in white. Below that, we see licensed by in white over Sony Computer Entertainment Incorporated, which is over Sony, both in white. For the visual effects, the diamond, 2 triangles, and text appearing, the fading in of the PS logo followed by the byline appearing, after the PS logo appears, concluding with the PlayStation logo fading in. Otherwise, none. The musical and sound FX features the synth bass note with chimes ringing, followed by another bass note, which often continues to the PlayStation logo of the time. Note that the music starts before we even fade into the white background. A synthesized whoosh, which is actually a reversed and slowed down sound of smashing glass, followed by a real fast chime arpeggio. Then 5 synth flute notes, which is actually one single chime slowed down. When played in a PlayStation/Sony with a disc inserted, when the power has been turned in, the audio from the first Sony Computer Entertainment logo can be heard fading out over this logo. This doesn't happen when a disc is booted up from the menu or in a PlayStation 2 or 3. This appears after the first Sony Computer Entertainment logo, when you turn on a PS/Sony with a PSX disc inside, but it also comes after the third cell logo, if you have a PSX disc inside a PS2 when that console is turned in. It is also seen on the PSP after you select a game from the system's boot menu, in the PlayStation Network section. You also see this after the 5th cell logo, when a PSX disc is inside a PS3 when that console is turned in. Strangely enough, in very early Japan region PlayStation consoles, if an NTSC or PAL region game is booted up on the system, either by swap trick or modification chip, it will actually skip this logo animation entirely, instead loading the game straight from either the first Sony Computer Entertainment logo, if booted from the moment the power is switched on, or from the menu screen, if booted from the menu. The logo once again makes an appearance in the PlayStation Classic, released in 2018. Rare for the personified Fears variant, this only happens if a PS1 is having issues reading the disc. Extremely rare for Fearful Harmony, Callous Venture, this may happen if your PS1 is mod chipped and is trying to read a foreign disc.
In the 4th of March 2000, Sony Computer Entertainment launched the successor, PlayStation 2, which were released on Japan the same day and year, then in North America on October 26, 2000, in Europe on November 24, 2000 and in Australia on November 30, 2000. On a black background with blue clouds and 5 dark, giant glass cubes, we see Sony Computer Entertainment in white fade in and fade out in the span of a few seconds. We also see 4 comets, colored blue, green, pink, and red, representing the colors of the shapes left square bracket X, triangle, square, and circle, respectively right square bracket that are on the round buttons on a PlayStation controller. We slowly zoom into the blue clouds, tilting as we do so. After a few seconds, depending on a few things explained below, we suddenly zoom in and go to either the main menu, the PlayStation Broadband Navigator, the red screen of death variant listed below, the PS2 logo, the PS1 logo, or the start of the PVP/CD, if one is inserted. On a black background, we see PlayStation 2, in the same font as PlayStation in the first logo, appear via a blue dust battering effect. The PS symbol is nowhere to be found. Seen after the second logo, when you turn on a PS2 with a PS2 disc inside. Also seen after the fourth and fifth logo when PS2 disc is inside a backwards compatible PS3. The PSBB-in variant is only available in Japan without using a hacked copy, which this variant might not appear. It appears when you turn on a PlayStation 2. The red screen of death only appears when an unreadable disc, or a disc that is not a PS2 DVD or audio CD disc, is inserted. For its own visual effects, the text fading in and out, the zoom in onto the cloud, then the PS2 logo appearing. Music and sound effects features a whooshing, breathy synth jingle with bells, followed by a whoosh when we zoom into the cloud. When a PlayStation disc, a DVD/CD, or a hard drive is inside the PS2, there is no whoosh when we zoom into the cloud. Similarly to the first logo, the music is generated from a sequence of different PCM audio files from the BIOS software, with about 17 included, all played in different pitches and playback speeds. The other sounds available are used for the LCD screen, the PS2 logo, and the menu. A short synth humming sound. On the PSBB-in variant, there is no sound. The short synth humming sound had a Hollywood appearance in the 2006 Universal film The Breakup. It's just PSX in a futuristic font, same one used in the PS2 logo, fading in on an abstract blue background with the dreamy synthesized music. Extremely rare. Appears when a PSX console is booted, which is widely known as one of the rarest consoles out there due to its high price, costing US $65,005 or Japan yen 79,800, resulting in poor sales, meaning the PSX was never released outside of Japan. If you have PSX though, you're downright lucky.
In 11 May 2004, Sony Computer Entertainment developed the first handheld console, PlayStation Portable, which was released in Japan on 14 December 2004, in North America on 24 March 2005, and in PAL regions on 1 September 2005. On a black background, the white text, Sony Computer Entertainment, fades in, which is positioned on the center of the screen. Behind it is a line of color, starting to emerge. The text fades out and the line emerges, revealing a moving lamp light background in a color depending on the month or selected in the settings. The XMD interface appears when there is no UMD in the latch or the UMD auto start is turned off. The lamp background from the logo wipes away with a PSP logo consisting of the letters PSP in a futuristic font, the same one used in the PS2 logo, with PlayStation Portable in the PlayStation font under the letters against a white background appears via a rainbow light shine effect. The visual effects follows just the background moving and the lamp background wiping away and the rainbow shine. Musical and sound effects uses the soft and short 5-note synth chime tune. A high-quality audio-only file of the logo can be heard here. A synth guitar note accompanied with a synth whistle which sounds sort of muffled. This can be seen when you boot up a Sony PSP, not from standby mode, but if the theme is changed on a hacked PSP, you might not be able to see it. The bogus variant is extremely rare. seen after the third SCE logo when a PSP is turned on, even without a UMD. If more than one game is on the XMB, it only appears after you select the game.
Returning back to the console's succeeding, Sony Computer Entertainment developed the new successor, PlayStation 3. It was introduced in Japan on November 11, 2006, in North America on November 17, 2006, and in Europe and Australia on March 16, 2007. Against a black background, we see the text, PlayStation 3, in the same font used in the Spider-Man films, appear and then disappear quickly. The logo appearing and disappearing in its visual effects. Music and sound effects saw a single synth chime sound. Appears when you start up a PS3 game after the 5th SCE logo. As with a PSP, if there's more than one game on the XMB, it will only appear after you select a game. Although as of the September 1, 2009 PS3 update and the introduction of the new PS3 logo, this no longer appears when you start a PS3 game. Meanwhile, against a blue background, we see a series of silvery lines waving up and down. The words, Sony Computer Entertainment, in white fading on the right. In September 1, 2009, it was replaced by the PlayStation Family logo, PS3, and the text, PlayStation 3, below it. The lines wavering in its visual. Music and sound effects sees an orchestra of string and woodwind instruments swarming up, sounding similar to the orchestra in the THX Cimarron trailer. Like the first logo's music, it starts before the background fades in. After the September 1, 2009 update, the music was slightly changed. Extremely rare. Appears when you turn on any PlayStation 3 that has firmware below 3.00, which might be hard to find on sites like eBay. As of the September 1, 2009 update, the startup has been changed to display the PlayStation Family logo and the new PS3 logo in place of the Sony Computer Entertainment logo. Appears when you turn on a new PlayStation 3 update 3.00 plus.
In 2011, Sony Computer Entertainment returned back to its handheld successors to develop the new console, PlayStation Vita, which was released in Japan on December 17 the same year, in North America on February 15, 2012, in Europe on February 22, 2012, and in Australia on February 23, 2012. Appears when you turn on a PS Vita, PS Yen 4 or PS5. It and the Sony make-believe logo that follows appear before the 6th logo on the Vita, when you turn it on, for the first time. We just see the white PlayStation logo on a black screen. There's no visual or music and sound effects during the startup.
Back at the main console's successors, Sony Computer Entertainment launched a newly futuristic console called PlayStation 4. Announced as the successor to the PlayStation 3 in February 2013 in the United States, it was launched on November 15, 2013, in North America, November 29, 2013 in Europe, South America and Australia, and in February 22, 2014 in Japan. However, on April 1, 2016, Sony Computer Entertainment was renamed as Sony Interactive Entertainment. Sony discontinued in Japan all PlayStation 4 models, except the slim version in January 2021, while the standard PS4 is still being produced in Western markets following their statement of 3-year support of PS4. We start with the logo above, then we see a health warning, reading see important health and safety warnings in the settings menu, and finally, in a light blue white background similar to the PS3, the PS4 logo in the upper left corner. In the middle is text telling you to press the PS button, reading welcome back to PlayStation Registered, and press the PS button to use the controller. When logging out of your user, it skips the health warning and goes directly to the screen, but without the text welcome back to PlayStation Registered. The only real animation is the background, and that makes it boring. A new age synth choir that continues to play until you load up an application or a disk. The logout variant has just the PS menu music scene when you turn on a PS4.
Thank you for the help, guys. Now it's my turn to re-narrate. On January 26, 2016, Sony announced that effective 1 April 2016, Sony Computer Entertainment and Sony Network Entertainment International would be reorganized and combined into a new company, Sony Interactive Entertainment. Unlike the former SCE, SIE is based in San Mateo, California, and represents the entire PlayStation brand, regional subsidiaries, and its content operations. On March 24, 2016, Sony announced the establishment of ForwardWorks, a new studio dedicated to producing full-fledged games based on Sony intellectual properties for mobile platforms such as smartphones. On May 20, 2019, Sony Interactive Entertainment announced that the company had launched PlayStation Productions, a production studio that will mine the company's extensive catalog of video game titles for film and television. The new venture is headed by Asad Kazildish and overseen by Sean Layden, chairman of Worldwide Studios at SIE. On August 19, 2019, Sony Interactive Entertainment announced that the company had entered into definitive agreements to acquire Insomniac Games. The acquisition was completed on November 15, 2019, where Sony paid in $24,895 million, US $229 million in cash. Next year later, after a struggle of the platform, the brand new console, PlayStation 5, was announced on January 6, 2020. It was released on November 12, 2020 in Australia, Japan, New Zealand, North America, and South Korea, with worldwide release following a week later on November 19, 2020. SIE announced the formation of PlayStation Studios in May 2020 to be formally introduced alongside the PlayStation 5 later in 2020. PlayStation Studios will serve as an umbrella organization for its first-party game development studios, including Naughty Dog, Insomniac, Santa Monica Studio, Media Molecule, and Guerrilla Games, as well as used for branding on games developed by studios brought in by Sony in work-for-hire situations. Sony plans to use the PlayStation Studios branding on both PlayStation 5 and new PlayStation 4 games to help with consumer recognition, though the branding was not ready for some of Sony's mid-2020 releases like The Last of Us Part 2. first startup, we start with the same logo scene on the PS Vita and PS4, then see a blue light appear as clouds of mist surround it. Sparks fly towards it, before it explodes and the background becomes a gray color with a spotlight on the right with circles floating around. A 3D model of a PS5 console with a DualSense controller connected via USB fades in with a PS button on the controller, being highlighted with several circles appearing over it, prompting the user to do so. Subsequent startups, we see the same logo scene on the PS Vita and PS4, which fades out, followed by a health warning. Then we see a blue rock effect, which explodes into yellow sparks as the background fades into the same gray color as the first startup. The long version can be seen when starting up a PS5 console for the first time. Anyway, if you like this documentary, be sure to leave a like at Ralph Older Studios, the Hedgehog Studios, Sega Animal Fighter Studios, and the Hedgehog Brothers Industries in a positive comments and a thumbs up. If not, then we're going to block, terminate, and ban you forever. Anyway, thank you for watching, and this is Captain Astro Bot, signing off. Anyway, as I meant to say that it is now 2021, happy 27th anniversary, PlayStation. Anyway, time to say goodbye, and I'll see you all later.
stronger. Can we retry?